like I said, your supervisor, and also be concise. Be careful who you're gonna write. Like your word choice. You don't want to offend anybody. You gotta sound professional all the time, and always just remember your audience. So a long report is basically more in depth. You go into, on these you have basically an intro, conclusion, and a body, and you describe basically the key problem or the idea. In the introduction, you basically have the background, the problem, the purpose, and the scope. Does anybody know what scope is here? Basically, it's to inform you inform the reader what you're going to find in your report, basically.
So when and where to use reports? Reports are usually formal, so you never use I or you, or if you do, it's very rare. Also, opinions are not included in report writing. These are three most common used report writing in business or even in school settings. Investigative report usually deals with determining risks or risk factors in your business, so on and so forth, and also anticipating repercussions. Research reports are usually you have a main topic and you have to find data and analysis on that topic. Research reports are more in-depth and they're usually the longer ones. And then there's the periodic reports. Those are used in business as well, like Henry said, to determine whether your business is going to survive or not. It's a lot of analysis, a lot of data, a lot of charts that shows the progression of the business or the company that you're working for, and that's usually a short report. And these are all usually presented in a formal setting, so you have to know your audience and keep it in mind. Also, you have to remember that your audience may include third parties that don't include your company, so it could be like a law firm or even peers outside of your job. So you always have to keep your audience in mind, like Henry said.
Okay, so far we have discussed what report writing is, when and where it is used. And I will be talking about why it's important. So an overall pro for report writing is, one, it provides beneficial information, and two, it is used to monitor progress and growth. And what that basically means is that reports are meant to just provide the most important information for a business. And this is very crucial for a business because it shows how they can continue growth, they can maintain the growth, and maybe solve future problems that the business might encounter. Now, with pros also come cons, and some cons would be that it's not interactive. And what that means is that if your manager asks you to write a report, you will send it out to your colleagues, but you are not present when they are reading the report. So you might not get the feedback needed to improve the next report that you have to provide for them. And with that, it can also lead to misinterpretation and misunderstanding because you're not there to communicate with each other what information you were discussing. But overall, like I said, it is mostly very beneficial for a business because you are providing the most crucial information. Okay, so we have discussed so far short reports and long reports. The reason why short reports are very important is, one, it is an organized presentation of relevant data. And it just means that you, as in the name, it's short, it is not as detailed, but it provides the important information given. So for example, if your manager asks you, you work in a restaurant, you are providing them with a weekly sales report. You are only gonna provide them with the numbers for the week of what you've been selling. And that's it. You're not gonna go into detail about anything else. And second, it shows constant awareness of your job. If you are providing those weekly reports, it shows that you are concerned on the growth of the business and that you want to find methods to continue to increase sales, to either maintain stability in sales, and make sure that it's not decreasing. And lastly, businesses function because of them. So just like I mentioned, a business functions through this information. Now, long reports, they provide in-depth view, which just means long reports can be long, like 10 or more pages, and it just provides way more detail. So, and then secondly, it examines major problems in detail, and what that means is it's bigger problems in the workplace. So for example, if you have a relocation or a new program coming into the business, or new management. Those are big problems that need to be discussed more thoroughly and in more detail for the business, because it's concerning the whole workplace. And lastly, it can mention more than one problem, so that means that you can start from the very beginning as to why the problem began. So it's why the history of it, why it's continuing, and maybe solutions to solve the problem. So short reports, just unlike short reports, they just mention one problem and shows the relevant data for that specific problem, while long reports can talk about many problems.
So next we would like to discuss steps of preparing reports. This is very crucial because knowing your steps when you're writing will help you get the utmost benefit in making a successful report. It will also help you do it correctly. We're going to first start with short reports, and the first thing is to anticipate how an audience will use your report. So as we said before, it's important to know your audience, but mostly because you want to know what information they already know, what will be interesting to them, and what's going to benefit them the most, and what are they going to get from your report. All these things are things that you think about when looking at your audience. The next thing is do the necessary research. Research helps validity with your report. It's like a proof. It gives proof to your report. It looks good, and you can provide data with it too. Next is to be objective, and be ethical. So with this, you don't want any kind of skewed or biased data. You want it to be very correct. You don't want incompleteness. You also need to think about the data out there. Where are your resources coming from? Are your resources accurate? Because this will impact how people view your report when they're reading it. So overall, you want to be truthful, accurate, and complete with your reports. Next is to write clearly and concisely. So this means don't be wordy, and don't make your reports too long. Get straight to the point. Next is to create a reader-centered design. This is referring to how your report will look. You want it to look professional, you want it to look neat. You also want it to be organized in a way that is going to be easy to read for people. After that, we have choose the most appropriate formatting. This means have all of your formatting the same throughout. Don't change your font. Make sure it's a way like everyone could read it. You also want it to be a language that everyone will understand. Don't use super hard vocabulary because many people might not be speaking English as a first language. Next is with long reports, and the first thing that you would like to look at with long reports is to identify a significant topic. By this, you want a topic that's original. You don't want a topic that someone has been using over and over again. It's kind of like watching a PowerPoint that is like the same topic over and over again, like drug abuse. You want it to be different and original. Once again, conduct your research. Research is your proof. It allows validity, and it overall just makes you look smarter when you're writing the report. Next is to expect to confer regularly with supervisors or team members. So this pretty much means make sure that you're talking to the people in your group, make sure that you're communicating, make sure you have a goal across. So when you write a report, you want to make sure that you have a goal established with your team members. If you're with a company, you're gonna have a basic idea of what direction you want the company to go toward. Revise your work often. This will help you prevent mistakes, and it will also make you a better writer. And then keep your order flexible at first. So with this, you want to start with your body paragraphs. And this is because as you're writing reports, you will often add more information as you go. So once you have all of your information down, then do the introduction paragraph and the conclusion, because that's way you won't have to keep rewriting it to match your information. And then the last one is just to make sure that you have an agenda. Make sure that you have everything in place so that you will get it done on time. Do not procrastinate. So here's some basic tips for preparing reports or other advice. Look at revision checklists. This is, like I said, kind of like an agenda. Have like a checklist of what you're gonna look for. Like go, what is my audience wanting to hear? What are they looking for? Or is my spelling good? Is it professional? And so on. Compare other examples like of reports. So by looking at good reports and bad reports, you'll know what to do next time. You'll take from the good reports and you'll add it to your own. You'll also know what to look for in a bad report. You'll be like, this report isn't good. I don't trust these people. Let's not go with this like concept or business. After that, use guidelines. Use an outline. Brainstorm. Also communicate with people.
Hello, Peter. What's happening? Problem here?
Yeah, you apparently didn't put one of the new cover sheets on your TPS reports?
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry about that, I forgot.
Yeah. You see, we're putting the cover sheets on all TPS reports now before they go out. Did you see the memo about this?
Yeah, I have the memo right here, I just, forgot, but, it's not shipping out till tomorrow, so there's no problem.
Yeah. If you could just go ahead and make sure you do that from now on, that would be great. And, I'll go ahead and make sure you get another copy of that memo. Okay?
Yeah, no, I have the memo, I got it, it's right. Hello, Phil.
Okay, so to not end up like that, or in that situation, always be prepared. The key to report writing is knowing your audience. Know who they are, know who you're gonna be speaking to, and predict people that may not be in your audience. And also be clear on your goals and summarize key points. And yeah, that's pretty much our presentation.
Well, now that we didn't have a quiz today for class, we're gonna have a quiz for you guys to see if you guys actually paid attention. So everybody has a phone here, right? Yeah. Can you guys sign into the Kahoot.it, please? If you on your phone.
What's the purpose?
Someone send it?
Do they need the password again?
Yeah. Okay, so it's okay, so that's the game pin. Just put your name.
Yeah, let's keep the names, you know, like appropriate.
Yeah, appropriate, yeah. Shot 8 people. One more?
You guys can play too.
Yeah, the
But
people
you're probably gonna lose.
Yeah, but try. Alexis, is that everyone?
Not Alexis.
Not open.
So good?
The game.
Alright, so you guys, have you guys done Kahoot before?
No.
No? So basically whoever, you basically get points. So whoever answers the question first, is credited by points, I believe, but you get like 500 points. And the person who takes like a longer time gets about 200 or 300 points. So make sure to answer correctly and on time.
Yeah, time is key.
Yeah, time is key.
You have 10 seconds. We're gonna make it 20. But
So what is report writing? Yeah.
So it's a statement that describes describes in detail an event or situation. An employee is supervised by another employee, read notes, or are used only for incident reports.
Red one.